You're welcome to yet another edition of the 2023 vote, where we analyze the three leading presidential candidates. And of course, this week dramas are unprecedented again. And I call it the many albums of Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And maybe I should start by telling you to go and get your APV. Whatever this means is not likely to go down well with a lot of people. And of course, this week again, we also have another one coming from Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all the way from Bayelsa.
Let us recreate tourism. Let us recreate technological hub. Let us make Nigeria
Technologically collop. You figure it out. Well, I won't go beyond this. You can just have a look at this and listen to it, whether you get it better. Okay? An album released, none from Peter Gregory Obi of the LP, and of course none from Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the PDP. This week's edition, this episode 8, is looking at security. What are the plans of the three presidential leading candidates, and of course their party, the APC, the PDP, and the Labour Party? This time around, we're starting with the PDP. And of course, we want to look at what the party is saying that it will do, and of course, what the party did when the party was there, and the party that is there. Then, of course, the party that is not there yet, we are going to look at what their manifesto is saying on security. But right now, everybody knows that one of the biggest problems in this country right now is security, apart from the economy, which is excruciating, which is biting hardly and making survival very difficult for Nigerians and residents alike, if you want to put it like that. So we are looking at security on the 8th episode, night production of 2023 vote. But let me also quickly let you know that the role of Nigeria is too central in the development of Africa, and the entire world is concerned by that. So whatever you're doing in 2023 goes beyond Nigeria. It talks about the stability of the African continent, and of course the survival rate that will have a multiply effect on global peace and of course global progress. Make sure you do your findings. Do not vote on emotion. Do not vote on sentiments. We have enough manifestations everywhere to tell you the directions to beat. So the PDP, in its own, believe that we must move security away from gun to public safety. And this was one of the things Osita Chidoka said when presenting the party position in 2019 at the Democratic Institute. And then they want to de-emphasize what they call violence in policing and securing the community. And of course, this is not without the fact that the detailed plan of the PDP as reeled out, even in Alhaji Atiku Abubakar submission, is that they want to restructure. They believe there is a need to restructure the security architecture, as well as they want to train more personnel in the security system of Nigeria. They also want to introduce merit. They want to bring back merit into the recruitment system of the security system, and of course review the extant laws of the security system in Nigeria and units by unit. They also intend to involve the state actor and non-state actor by decentralizing security system. They feel it is too heavy at a point, and then they want to recruit more policemen so that we can have 1 million police personnel. And that, of course, to them will take us to the United Nations approved 1 to 450 ratio of citizens or residents. So that as it may, they also believe that there is a need to give more roles to the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, as well as reorganize the police, going by the community policing system. They want to harmonize it more. And of course, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar said that security is the trust of his government based on where we have found ourselves. He blamed it on the APC that things were not this worse under security when the PDP was there. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, in his seed plan, actually made security number one when he started by looking at it and saying that without security, it seems the nation is going nowhere. Part of what Alhaji Atiku Abubakar wanted to do was under his security manifesto. He has 7-point agenda. PDP also believe that there is a need to foster synergy between sister security agencies to ensure that they relate well and they share intelligence in their operation. There is a need to introduce a presidential special welfare package to probably energize or encourage the security personnel to serve in the face of the daunting and serious insecurity in the country. And of course, they want to look at the restoration of merit into promotions in the security forces. These are the plans that the PDP claim that is coming back to do. And then we ask, when PDP was there before they left in 2015, what's the security situation in Nigeria? And obviously there were bombings here and there, and then you are targeted at place of worships and probably you find it difficult to be there to worship or in public centers and so forth like that. Northeast of the country was particularly singled out for this more problematic, except a few incursions into Abuja. So, but right now the PDP is saying, and maybe Nigerians are also asking themselves why there is no map for insecurity again in Nigeria, as there's averagely nowhere you can't travel to without cases of kidnap. And I think it takes grace now to really move around in Nigeria. And of course, initially, it seems to have been targeted kidnappings, but now there is no target. And some people taken away as hostages and asked to pay several millions of naira. So this is where the security situation is at the moment. So the PDP says it will sanitize the security system, restore dignity into it, and allow merit to be the order of the day. Particularly from their manifesto that I picked was taking off the guns from me to more of public safety and more of preventing the crimes rather than letting the crimes happen. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has also made one or two comments and other things on security, and of course you can go deeper into it than we have done. A twist to the program or policies of the PDP on security. Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the Minister for Information, condemned the PDP's plan or policy on security, claiming that the PDP stole or copied its own blueprint. And then we ask that all these things that the PDP has reeled out that they want to do we find it happening right now in Nigeria? So what exactly is Alhaji Lai Mohammed saying that the PDP has stolen its blueprint? So that is another matter for another day. So let's go to All Progressive Congress with Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu as its presidential candidate. Because this time around, Alhaji Issa Oniru in 2019, who was the National Public Secretary then, at the same event with Osita at the Democratic Institute, made it absolutely clear that the APC is going for three things: increase in security personnel, training them the more, and ensuring that there is efficiency in the intelligence gathering system of the security personnel. Now, intelligence gathering is not the same as sharing. but then you need to gather before you share. So we can begin to compare this, along this. These are the three main areas of the APC, and it has not changed as a party. But now we want to look at what Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu is bringing up in its Hope Renewed 2023. And he said in that they want to also increase the personnel. They also that there's not enough personnel, and that the APC also wants to take away the police from what it called or services that has to do with the VIP, so that this can be transferred to the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the police can face community policing. However, the APC believes that they need to acquire more modern hardware with technology. And these are the ways the APC wants to respond to the security situation. Of course, in Nigeria too, they agree. APC says the insecurity in the country is serious. And Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not also approaching it with ease. However, it is number 10 on their plan. And I don't know, the press referred to this point at the time that the security is a lead in it. But looking at the 10-point agenda, it is actually number 10 that security is put. As we give you what the party wants to do, we are giving you what the presidential candidate wants to do. And of course, we want to be sure that they are not at variance or they are not too far off and can be married when it comes to reality, as in on the ground situation of what happens industrially when we get to real-time execution and real-time governance. So critical look at this tells you that there are some things that are a bit different in what the APC want to do and what the PDP want to do. Quickly, Are Dele Momodu took a swipe at this and said, APC have gone to plagiarize, simply saying they stole the agenda of Hope 93. That is Hope 92 by late business mogul and president that never was, Alhaji Moshood MKO Abiola, and that everybody who knows about the political history of Nigeria or is familiar with the terrain knows that Are Dele Momodu is core to the June 12th struggle, and of course a very close associate to late MKO Abiola. So as he's spoken with authority in further episodes or episode of this program, but clearly he has fired at the APC, just like Alhaji Mohammed Lai fired at the PDP. It seems the Labour Party is not under a crossfire when it comes to what it is saying on security or is manifesto thus far. So on security, these are the situations that we're having coming from the APC and the PDP. And any moment from now, we shall be taking what the Labour Party is thinking and take ease on security. Let's make this clear, the APC will be taking the police away from what it called extraneous duties, something like where police are attached to VIPs. And of course, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense will be re-evaluated into the internal security system of the country. That's the submission of the APC. So the Labour Party, in its case, believe that there must be a total monitoring of the security outfits in Nigeria to ensure that individual rights are not breached. We were able to track it on page 14 or so of that paper. So in case you've been looking for the security manifesto in their plan, then go to not page 21, but either 14 or 15. There you will find it. I also believe that it has to train more personnel and employ more personnel into the system. It, however, wants to involve the military in humanitarian services. Of course, the Labour Party also believes in community policing. And of course, again, in its own aspect, it believes that there is need to buy more equipment and for the security personnel. And also, the Labour Party, in its own approach, believes that there is a need to train more personnel in line with the insecurity situation in Nigeria. Peter Obi, as the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, says that even if you put a gun to his head, he is not goddamn going to tell you how he's going to solve the insecurity in the country. He said this at the program while he was addressing people on the insecurity in Nigeria. Well, I don't know, but at another fora, he said that he is going to overhaul the security architecture of Nigeria. So we don't know whether he has eventually set out what he wanted to do. And at a point too, he said, if you're not bringing result, then you have to go. Sounding more like I hire you and I can't fire you. That is what the Labour Party man is saying. I remember very well in one of late M. Abiola's submission while the June 12th campaigns were on, and he was asked, I intend to do certain things. And he said point blank that as the commander-in-chief, he has the power to hire and fire. So it is his duty to ensure that you deliver. So it seems more like Peter Obi is saying, I can hire and I can fire. Says it will also give more money to Nigerian police. And that is very clear from what they have said. Peter Obi believes that without a good security system, the country cannot function. And as such, too, he has taken security as key. Very sad development that we don't know whether it's been resolved. Women traveling to Zamfara or from Zamfara to attend the women rally that is being organized by the wife of Tinubu, Senator Oluremi, were kidnapped, and they were all women, probably except the driver who is conveying them. We don't know whether they have been released, but our spirit goes out to them. And we wish that by His grace, by the grace of God Almighty, or according to the Muslims, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they will be released in peace. And of course, the traditional worshippers will say, Ifa Olokun Asorodayo should secure their release. This is still part of insecurity that we are discussing. And that is a critical factor. Three things may determine more of this election. That is the economy, how well people can feed and take care of themselves, and the security situation in this country, and of course, your ability to practice your belief. These factors are critical. And of course, the Tony Blair Center on Democracy has added that the APC Muslim ticket is a threat to 2023. Amongst these, they also listed Boko Haram, and of course, they mentioned independent people of the Biafra. These are things coming from the international sector or community and cannot be wished away. Go do your findings. And of course, the issue is, how safe are you today in Nigeria? So you need to just oppose what they have all claimed they will do or they have done with the realities that are facing you on ground. Are these through, and are these what we need to move on? Quickly too, let us take the words of the National Security Advisor Alhaji Mungunu, who said they are coming for the talks of the governors. I think he's very, very, very specific here. And then some people are describing the NSA's comment as that of a toothless bulldog that cannot do anything. And whether this is true or not, in the following weeks, we are going to know. But it seems that the NSA is saying sure that there is orderliness. That why should talks of any party disturbs another party? And of course, INEC added its voice to it that you have no right to stop any political party from campaigning. So governors with talks, I think you are ready to face the national security agencies. But I think what is most important is that the community must be involved in this effort to identify these very deadly elements that are being used to perpetrate all these evil acts and disturb the peace of the people. People should have the right to their own belief and campaign freely so that they could win the hearts of the people who will cast this vote. A violent environment will not guarantee a proper decision-making group of electorates, and of course we need to take the right decision in 2023. Please, in totality, in your action, in your voice, in everything you do, stay against recolonization in Nigeria in any form whatsoever. Vote right come 2023. God bless you. Next edition, we shall be looking at what the three leading presidential candidates want to do for the youth and the women, particularly, and that may dovetail to health. See you again next week on another edition of Vote 2023.